So I really wanted these C by Chloe boots. They kind of look like Timberlands, but they're like super cool and fashionable. But they don't have them in Playboy. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sharday, if you didn't know. And today I'm just gonna sit here and talk to myself, essentially, because it's just a camera and me. But I feel like I can process things better when I talk, like say them out loud. Like even if I replay scenarios in my head, I don't ever really feel better about them until I say it. And I'm just gonna talk about like living by myself, because I obviously live alone, and relationship stuff, and just like the future of me. So let's get right in. First of all, I did my hair myself, and it doesn't look like terrible, but it doesn't look good. I wish that I could just transport my cousin here to do my hair. First thing is, I used to blog. At first I was trying, when this was like, I started this like 2 years ago, maybe even like 3 almost at this point, but started blogging like 2 or 3 years ago. And I've noticed that I think I started blogging because I was still in school, I was working a lot, and that was my creative outlet. And now I work full-time as a creative, really. So I found that I don't have the same passion about blogging that I used to have, which kind of sucks, because I feel like it's one of those things where I don't want to look back and be like, dang, I should have kept doing it, because I could have like built a big following and all this stuff, because I was getting a lot of views on it. And even if I post today, like I'll get views on it. But if I were to post today, it'd be me posting just for shits, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like I don't ever want to feel like I'm just putting out content for the sake of putting out content. Like I want it to be something that I'm passionate about. And lately I'm finding that what I was passionate about 2 years ago is like completely different now. And I guess that's just a part of growing up. And speaking of growing up, it's so weird. When I was blogging, I would write in my posts. So after I tried the fashion thing, I was like, this is not for me. But I would write inside of my posts like just like different changes in how I was growing as a person. And I feel like that was me showing the world how I was growing. But I think that was such like a trying time for me. Like I was in school, then I was graduating, and then I came an adult, quote unquote, whatever the fuck that is. But then I became an adult, and I'm like, I grew so much in that time span that now it's not that I'm not still growing, but it's not as vast. Like now I'm like focused on career stuff, and all like I'm reaping the benefits of that growth now, I guess. So it's hard to just like make a blog post about some stuff that, because it's like I don't want to keep saying the same things, and I'm a different person now than I was before. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing that or not. Right now it's at a standstill. For a month, I think it was in like July maybe, or maybe September, I just I'm a writer. I love writing, so I interviewed artists that I knew, and artists like musicians and people that create music, obviously. But I interviewed them, and I did really well, and I really did enjoy that, and I wish I could continue to do that. But it is hard for me to find artists that, like enough artists to keep doing it consistently. But someone did reach out to me recently and asked if I could interview them, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm writing for a locally owned publication, just to stay relevant and stay like up to par with my writing. And I'm also reading a lot of articles. I'm like, you need to read as much as you write. I saw that, and I'm like, you're absolutely right. So I am just trying to become a better writer, and my goal of 2019 is to be continuously being paid for writing, because right now I've been paid for writing in the past, but currently I'm not being paid for it, and I want that to be a part of my career as well. So working on that. And then as far as living alone, it's just like, it's so weird sometimes, because I love being alone. I love being able to come home after work and not have to talk to anybody, not have to worry about somebody, like no company, no surprise. I won't have any surprises, I guess. Or I don't know, it's just really nice to be alone most of my time. But there are times and I'll get into this next subject, but there are times where I'm like, dang, I just am lonely as hell. But not really lonely, because I have a lot of friends. Like, I'm about to go rollerblading after I make this, and I do make a point to hang out with my friends, just because I like doing that anyway. But so I'm not just in my apartment, because sometimes, especially on my days off, I would just sit in my apartment all day, and I don't hate it, but it's also like I could be doing something social, or I don't know. I like doing things. Like, I really like doing things, and both of these things kind of roll over to relationship stuff. So I feel like I really like doing stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if that's been an issue with the guys that I've dealt with, but I like to do stuff. And it's not even just like, oh, take me on dates, because like I can pay for my own shit, but I like to go on adventures. I like to travel. I like to do all these things. And I'm like, I wonder if that makes the guys I've dealt with feel away. Also, I was going to say, recently I got out of a situation, and I'm not like super distraught over it. I don't let anything really get me that distraught anymore. This time last year, completely different story, because I was so distraught. But I'm like, never again. So I feel like it sucks to be growing up and like going through different relationships and meeting different kind of people. And it's nice because in the grand scheme of things, like, you'll learn what you do or you don't want. And at this point, I'm just super certain with myself, like, yeah, I'm only 22, but there's just some stuff that I absolutely require in a relationship, and there's some stuff that I know my deal breakers at this point. Like, this time a year ago, I would just let shit fly. I wouldn't ask questions. I would just be like, this is fine until you say it's not fine. But now I'm like, I'm gonna make sure every step of the way that this is fine, and if something isn't working for me, I have to walk away, which is really hard, because I mean, I'm 22, but it's also like, dang, I don't want to be like alone. Well, it's not, I'm not scared of being alone. I don't ever want anyone to have that perception of me. But I think just because like most of my best friends are in relationships, and they just have such healthy and beautiful relationships, and I'm like, dang, how do I keep missing that? Like, I just keep missing that. Every relationship is some bullshit, and I'm like, I'm tired of bullshit. So I am happy to be alone at this point, because I'm like, it'll give me more time to focus on my own shit. Because even with my last situation, I was still we were long distance, so like it takes time to like plan to see each other, and take the money because you got to pay for gas, and then you like go on dates and stuff. So it just, I don't know. I feel like I've learned so much about myself in this past year that I am more myself now than I've ever been, which I'm super happy about, because I feel like I don't let people just like walk over me. And then another thing is that prior to this year, I always felt like I had to censor myself. Like, I don't want people to think I'm this kind of way, or I don't want people to like post this picture and people think I'm this or that. And now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck at all. Like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. I'm 22. I don't have children, thank God, but I don't got no kids. Like, I don't owe anybody anything. I can do whatever I want. I can dress how I want. I can do anything. And so I'm happy to be at a place where I really understand that, because for a long time I was really like censoring myself. Like, I remember living in Detroit, and I would literally post, like, me and my cousins, I would always make them go out with me, because I really like doing stuff. So I don't like sitting in the house, so I always make them go out with me. And of course I like wearing more sexy things. I like stuff that's like low cut and like strappy. Like, I just like it. So I would just make them go out with me, and I would take like a scandalous picture, but I would never post it. Like, it would just sit in my phone, and I'm like, dang, I look like a bad bitch. Why am I not posting this? But I'm over it. Like, now I don't give a fuck. I'm me. Like it or leave it, I don't give a fuck. But anyways, saying all that to say that I grew a lot, and I'm happy with my growth. I think I just need to, at this point, I need to learn how to be alone, because I've honestly, okay, so I started getting into relationships and stuff way too young. I was like 13, and I think that my first relationship, which really wasn't a relationship, was terrible, and I wish that wasn't my first experience, because I feel like all of the stuff that happened in that has literally carried over for way too long. I'm like, sis. But I think I haven't been alone since I was 15. Like, I remember taking a year. I was 15. It took a full year of not talking to anybody, not having a boyfriend, not nothing. Like, solo dolo, don't talk to me, period. Because a lot of stuff happened really fast when I was younger, and I skipped a grade. So when I was 13, I was a freshman in college, and then, or not college, sorry, high school, and then I graduated when I was 16. So I mean, other people are older, so yeah, I'm a freshman, but a senior is probably 18. That's 5-year difference. Obviously you're gonna take advantage, but not saying that's okay. Of course it's not okay, but that's just what happens. So I remember when I was 15, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just take a year. I took a year, and that was like the best year for me. And I'm like, dang, why would I even not, like, I wish I would have took more breaks after relationships, because this time last year I was dealing with a guy, and I really should have took a break, but I didn't. Like, I really should have, because it was like so terrible. It was such a terrible experience, to the point where I'm just like depressed, like, and I'm just like, never again. But I really should have took a break after that to like heal. And like, I hate the concept of trust issues, because I feel like people say it as bullshit, but I definitely have trust issues. And not like, oh, are you cheating? It's just more like, do you actually fuck with me? Because I've had so many guys, it's like they like the idea of this really pretty girl that got her own shit, that's graduated from college, that's still young, but it's like there's that idea that they love and this image that they love, but then it's also like, I'm still a real human being, and they don't really fuck with that aspect, which is kind of weird. But I just found that people like the idea of me more than they actually like me most of the time. So I always have to ask, like, are you sure about this? Like, are you sure you like me? I mean, people still lie. However, I just make a point to ask. But so I'm saying all that to say, some days I feel like a lonely girl, and I'm all like sad, and I'm like, oh. But then I'm also like, there's so much more to life than a relationship. And I feel like I've been through, I mean, which everyone has, like, I've been through so much that I know that a relationship is not gonna break me. Like, that it's not the end of the world. Obviously I'm not married or anything, that would be a different dynamic, but I'm just like, it's not the end of the world. There's so much time in life to meet other people. So while I do feel lonely some days and all like sad about my last situation, I'm also like, life goes on. I am working towards a better life anyways, so I'm just focused on that. I'm focused on becoming a better writer. I'm focused on reading more. I'm focused on obviously taking care of myself, doing self-care things. I'm focused on my career, and I'm also focused on just like being a better friend and family member, because I think sometimes I've neglected those things, like not friendship so much, but definitely family. I've neglected being a good family member, because I'm like, I got other stuff to worry about, but it's like my family is just as important. So I'm just working on bettering myself in all of those realms, and that's that. So thank you for listening to me talk about random things, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye.